fees on accounts, taxes on Social Security, keep or sell inherited property, and what to do if you make too much to contribute to a Roth IRA. Those are the mailbag questions that we're going to talk about today, so stick around as you might be able to use some of the strategies that we talk about today in your life or utilize them to help avoid mistakes in your retirement.
Welcome to the Your Life, Your Money podcast with Scott Searins, teaching you how to thrive in life, wealth, and retirement.
Welcome to another episode of The Retirement Show, all about your life, your money, and, well, today we're going to talk about your questions. I'm your host, Scott Searins, and my goal is to help you thrive in life, wealth, and retirement. And today is the last week of the month, so we're going to have a mailbag episode. We've got 4 questions we've pulled out of the listener mailbag. If you're in retirement, if you're preparing for retirement, wondering about retirement, you might find yourself asking some similar questions to the ones that we're going to answer today. Hopefully you can use some of the strategies that we'll talk about in your life, or the answers to today's questions might help you avoid some future mistakes. We've got a wide array of questions from fees on accounts, taxes on Social Security, should you keep or sell inherited property, and then what to do if you make too much to contribute to your Roth IRA. So with that, let's dive right in. Let's have some fun and answer some questions. The first one comes from Claire. Claire said, should I move my IRA away from a place that charges a 2.5% fee? That seems extremely high to me, and I'm not sure how to tell if I'm getting my money's worth. Well, first off, Claire, my personal opinion is that 2.5% is way too high in regards to a fee that you should be paying on your IRA account. However, it all depends on your personal situation and what type of value and benefit and services that you're getting for that fee. So anytime that you're going to pay a fee, what is the value that you're getting for the fee that you're paying? For instance, I have a Spotify subscription. I'm paying a fee for that subscription, but I get some value from paying that fee. I'm able to make my own playlist. I'm able to download those playlists, listen to those playlists on a plane, and I can listen to those playlists and any music actually on Spotify ad-free. No, this isn't an advertisement for Spotify, but I'm just trying to explain to you, I feel like the subscription that I pay, I am getting value for paying for that subscription. I'm getting value from the services for the fee that I pay. Another just good example here is getting a haircut. Now, I go to a stylist that has her own practice. I'm pretty sure I pay a little bit more than going to any of the shops that you'll see, as you kind of drive down the road or drive down the street. But I get the same person every time. She has a flexible schedule. And here's what I've learned is that after getting bad haircuts from just being a walk-in to, one of the brand names down the street and getting a different person each and every time, I'd rather pay a little bit more to get a higher level of service that's flexible to my schedule that will give me the haircut that I want each and every time. So why do I bring this all up? Well, when it comes to your IRA, are you really looking for help on your IRA, or what is it that you're looking for? So first off, as you're going out to get help, understand what are you looking for? What types of services are you looking for help on? So for instance, our clients, here's what they receive. They receive services in 5 key areas in their lives. First off, income planning. We're going to help them understand when they can retire, how much they can spend in retirement, how much they can take out from each of their different accounts, which account to take from first, how to make their money last, and when they need to make adjustments, when to take Social Security to help maximize their benefits. Next is investment management. We are going to help them create an investment strategy and manage that investment strategy that aligns with the income plan that was put together. Going to look for rebalancing opportunities throughout the year. We have an investment staff that has a forward-looking focus to help us construct our portfolios. Next up, tax planning strategies. Where should you be helping clients understand where they should be contributing their money? Should they be putting it in their IRA, their 401k, their 403b, or their Roth 401k, or should they be putting it in their brokerage account or their HSA? Once they retire, now that they've put their money in those different buckets, which bucket should they be taking their money from first? Should they be doing Roth conversions, helping them understand how much to do in Roth conversions? And then charitable strategies, all strategies, tax planning strategies to help them keep more of their hard-earned money in their pocket versus giving it to the IRS. Health planning, reviewing long-term care and long-term care strategies. Medicare planning, looking at all of the different Medicare options, reviewing their Medicare plan. Is that the best plan for them? And are there alternative options out there that could potentially save them money? And then last is legacy planning. Number 5, legacy planning. Here's what I find. Nobody wants to run out of money. And if that is the case, then how do we make sure that whatever's remaining passes on to the beneficiaries in the most tax efficient way possible? Now, all of these different types of services. Now, we provide I've mentioned a lot of services there, right? But it kind of fell into 5 categories. We provide all 5 categories of services to all of our clients. Some advisors or companies that you work with, they might not provide all 5 of those services. Maybe they just are managing your investments. Maybe they just want to provide you an income plan, and that's it. Maybe they just want to sell you specific investments or specific products. So I think you need to determine what types of services are you looking for. And then based on the types of services that you're looking for, they could all come at different fee structures. We're a fit for the people who want and need those services and that I was talking about, the services that cover the 5 key areas of their life. But we're not a fit for somebody who just wants to just only have their investments managed but doesn't want help in those other areas. So, long-winded response, Claire. First off, in my personal opinion, you're getting charged probably a little bit too much, but it all depends on the types of services that you're getting. And based on that, I would say rather than just focus on that, maybe kind of take a step back. What kind of services do you need? What kind of services do you want? And then find somebody that aligns with you. And as I mentioned, the fee structures will be across the board depending on how much services that you're getting. Hopefully that was helpful to you in regards to your question there. Okay, our next question here comes from Jack. Jack says, I guess I should have known better, but for some reason, I was under the impression that I wouldn't have to pay taxes on my Social Security benefits. Now I know better, but it seems like some people pay more than others. How does this all work? Well, Jack, yes, you may have to potentially pay tax on Social Security, and the amount of your Social Security that gets taxed could be different than somebody else that you talk to, right? And the reason for that is it's all based on modified adjusted gross income. So for instance, let's just say here in 2023, you're a couple and your modified adjusted gross income is less than $32,000. Well, guess what, Jack? If that's the case for you, you will not pay any tax on your Social Security benefits. However, if your modified adjusted gross income is between $32,000 and $44,000, then 50% of your Social Security would add into your taxable income, meaning 50% of your Social Security is going to get taxed. And if you're over that $44,000, then up to 85% of your Social Security benefits will add into your taxable income and get taxed. Now, a lot of people are wondering, hey, what's the formula here that's going into this? What all gets counted? Well, first off, what gets counted from to your modified adjusted gross income is your adjusted gross income. Now, that's just your regular wages, your required minimum distributions. Those are 2 key pieces that add in. Then also what gets added into your adjusted gross income is any non-taxable interest. And then the last part here, which a lot of people don't recognize in the formula for modified adjusted gross income, is 50% of your Social Security benefit gets added into that formula. So 50% gets added into that formula to determine, again, for married couple filing jointly, do you fall below $32,000? Do you fall between 32 and 44, or are you over 44,000? And then there's a whole nother bracket system for singles if you want to just go to the internet and Google that. But hopefully this helps you understand that, yeah, unfortunately, some of your Social Security can add into your taxable income. So glad that you're asking the question, because unfortunately a lot of people will get into retirement and they go, wait a second, I'm paying these taxes now on my Social Security, or they'll jump to taking Social Security and then they'll want to do some other tax strategies, and then they didn't recognize that because they jumped to taking Social Security early, that they're going to be paying tax on it. So thinking about the strategies to reduce the taxes on your Social Security in advance can be very beneficial to you versus just waiting until your retirement when at that point in time it could just be too late. For instance, we have a couple that we're going through some planning with prior to their retirement. They haven't retired yet. And what we're doing is creating some strategies where they'll retire. They're going to delay their Social Security. So basically, once they retire, they're not going to have any wage income coming in. They're going to live off their checking and savings account for a period of time. We've already predetermined this. All of this is going to work out, lowering their taxable income to virtually nothing. While that taxable income is virtually nothing and their tax rates are really low, we're going to do some Roth conversions, converting some money from their 401ks and IRAs over to their Roth IRAs. They'll pay tax at that retirement rate, which is low, right? We just said that we're going to keep their rates really, really low because they don't have any taxable income coming in. And guess what? Now they're able to do those conversions at a really low rate, get that money over into the tax-free bucket where the Roth bucket where it's going to grow tax-free. We're delaying their Social Security. So while they're doing this, they're not now paying tax on that Social Security, plus they're letting it grow. And then in the future, we'll start their Social Security where they'll get a higher benefit, a higher Social Security benefit. Again, this is specific to that couple, but you need to be planning this in advance. You need to be looking at this in advance. And there are a ton of decisions when it comes to Social Security. So one of the things that you might want to do is download our free guide in regards to Social Security. It talks about the how, what, and when in regards to all of the decisions around Social Security. It's going to provide you some actionable advice about the timing of claiming your benefit, plus discusses ways to supplement your Social Security income. And hopefully what it means to you is that it helps you optimize your benefit by hundreds or thousands of dollars. You can get the free guide at lifemoneyshow.com/Social Security. Again, lifemoneyshow.com/Social Security. Jack, I hope you found that helpful. Yes, unfortunately, your Social Security may get taxed, but if you're planning in advance, then hopefully you can help reduce that tax on Social Security. Okay, our next question here comes from Doug. Doug says, I just got a raise at work, which is great. Congrats to you on that, Doug. He says, the only downside is that I now make too much money to put money into my Roth this year. I like having the tax-free growth in the Roth, but now that it's off the table, where should I invest that money instead? Well, just for everybody listening, what Doug is talking about here is that if you make over a certain amount of money, then you can no longer contribute directly to the Roth IRA. Again, there's like an income cap. You make over that amount of money, you can no longer contribute directly to the Roth IRA. Now, my keywords there is the word directly. So is it actually off the table like Doug thinks? Well, maybe, but maybe not. So the first thing I would look at, Doug, is do you have a 401k at your work? And if you have a 401k at your work, can you contribute? Do they also have a Roth 401k? And if so, can you make contributions to the Roth 401k? And typically, you're going to be able to put a whole lot more money into your Roth 401k than you would be able to put into the Roth IRA. So first off, take a look at that, Doug. Can you put money into your Roth 401k? Okay, so let's just say you're already maxing out the Roth 401k. You're still bummed that you can't put money into the Roth IRA. Well, if you don't have any other IRAs, really clear point there, you don't have any other IRAs, then you can do the backdoor Roth IRA contribution, where you make an after-tax contribution to your IRA, and then you convert it over to a Roth IRA. So that's part number 2 that you might consider. Then back to your 401k. So now you're maxing out your Roth 401k, you're maxing out the backdoor contribution to your Roth IRA. Third thing to look at is, does your 401k plan allow after-tax contributions to the basically after-tax contributions to the plan, and then you can convert those after-tax contributions to the Roth 401k portion of your plan. So there might be some ways to still get money into your Roth or a Roth type account to look at first. Now, let's just say you've maxed all those out, or those don't work, or something that you might want to just consider because it's going to bring diversification and flexibility to you, is then what I would start doing is also contributing to your brokerage account. Your brokerage account is what they also call a taxable account or a non-qualified account. But basically, this is after-tax money going into investments. And like I said, you might actually just want to consider this first anyways, because what this does is it's going to add tax diversification to your life. And tax diversification can help you no matter which direction tax rates go in the future. Plus, this can bring some flexibility to you. Your Roth IRA, Roth 401k, technically you can't touch that until age 59 and a half without penalty. Yes, there are, some exclusions that apply, but just for the most part, can't touch those till age 59 and a half. Where your brokerage account, you can put money in and take it out each and every year without any sort of penalties. Now, taxes may apply on your gains, plus there could be potentially taxes on your dividends or interest in that account, but know that you have that flexibility from an age standpoint. I know you didn't ask this question, but I think this is a key point that everybody should be thinking about, which is tax diversification. Because if all of your money is sitting in your Roth or all of your money is sitting in your 401k, that could potentially create some issues if you need money before age 59 and a half. So tax diversification, think about that. There's some potential alternatives to get more money into your Roth, but think about, also automating contributions to your brokerage account and investing that brokerage account as well. Okay, Doug, hopefully you found that helpful as well. Boy, we're moving right along here, and we come to our fourth and final question from Sherry. Sherry says, I inherited almost 100 acres of farmland from my uncle. I'm sentimentally attached to the property, and I'd like to keep it in the family, but maybe that's not very practical. I've been exploring options like selling the timber, leasing the land to a farmer, or even leasing it to a company that would pay me to put solar panels on the land. Are these viable, or am I just better off to sell it? Sherry, I can tell you this, I really understand your question here, as we have a family farm, and it's important to the 3 brothers that currently own the family farm, plus I believe to all of their children, including myself, that we keep the family farm in the family. So I get it. Now, not knowing your situation, I just want to walk you through a few questions to help you in regards to what you should potentially do with this land. First off, I get and understand the sentimental value that you hold to this piece of property. But you also have to ask yourself, what is the purpose of the asset for you? And a key question there in understanding the purpose is, do you need this asset, meaning the family farm? But so anybody listening can, substitute their thing, their inherited item into the picture here. Do you need the asset to produce income for you? Do you need the asset to produce anything for you? And when I say produce anything, a lot of times that anything is income. So if the answer is no, well then keep it. Do whatever you want with it. Rent it out. I mean, all of the options then are pretty viable options. It's just which option do you feel is the best option for you? Now, if you do need this asset to produce income, then how much income would each of these different options produce? How much management will it take on your part? how many headaches will each of these options produce for you? How much of your time will each of these options take? And so you can then kind of start doing this side by side comparison to say, okay, option 1 is going to produce this much income. It's going to take this much of my time, and I don't think it's going to, cost me much in headaches. Option 2, here's the income. Here's how much it's going to cost me in time, and here's how much it's going to, create from a management standpoint. 3, so on and so forth. So you can do side by side comparison. Now, the other thing that you might want to look at is if you were to sell the land and reinvest the funds into the market, how much income could that produce as well? And so now you've got a full comparison chart to understand what option is best for you. Because as you had mentioned, you do have the sentimental attachment to it. So maybe selling it, while it might produce more income, it's not worth it to you because you've got the sentimental attachment to it. But you also need to understand how much of your time, management, and how much will this produce for you from each of those different options. And I think once you put that together, it'll help you create a good decision of the path moving forward for this piece of land. So, Sherry, hopefully you kind of found, I'll say, that approach to be helpful in your process here in regards to the overall property and the land. Fully understand, and I think sometimes just, taking the time, sitting down, drawing it out on paper, doing a side-by-side comparison can really help you come to a proper decision in regards to what to do with that property. Just to wrap up here, as I had mentioned earlier, we do have the new free guide in regards to Social Security decisions. It's going to help you understand ways to help supplement your Social Security, actionable advice about the timing of claiming your benefits. So if you're not yet collecting Social Security, this guide could potentially help you maximize your benefit by hundreds or thousands of dollars. You can get it at lifemoneyshow.com/Social Security. Again, lifemoneyshow.com/Social Security. If you're enjoying the show, subscribe on your favorite podcast player. That helps all of the algorithms post our show, plug our show, and promote our show, so they put us in front of more people to help more people in regards to their retirement. So I look forward to our next conversation, to helping you enjoy your life today and being financially confident about your retirement.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Sierens Financial Management, Inc. Sierens Financial Group, Inc. is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Sierens Financial Management, Inc. are not subject to investment advisor requirements. AEWM and Sierens Financial Group, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as a sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences, including, but not limited to, a need for additional tax withholding or estimated tax payments, the loss of certain tax deductions and credits, and higher taxes on Social Security benefits and higher Medicare premiums. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA. Sierens Financial Group, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Sierens Financial Group, Inc.